Hello everyone, welcome back to Books with Sakshi. I hope you all are having fun and you're reading a lot of books. In today's video, I'm going to try something very new, and that is reacting to 1-star reviews of my favorite books. So the books that are my favorite, I'm going to take only 3 of them in today's video, and if you guys enjoy it, definitely let me know in the comments down below so that I can come up with more parts. But in this video, I'm only going to take 3 books, and people who have given 1-star reviews to these 3 books, I'm going to react to their reviews. But before that, there's a big disclaimer over here that I totally understand reading is very subjective and everyone has their own opinion about certain books, so I'm no one to judge anyone, and this video is not for that purpose that I'm judging anyone based on their opinion about my favorite books. But this is just going to be a very fun and like a very chill kind of a video that I've planned to make. So even though it's like a reaction video, I'm not going to offend anyone, I feel so. With that being said, I'm going to hide the identity, that is username of these people who have posted the reviews, but you can still see their reviews, and I'm going to read them from my tablet that I have with me. And I have only picked out few reviews because this is something new that I'm going to try, so even I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. So without wasting time, let's begin. And so the very first book that I have picked for this reaction video is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. Even though The Kite Runner is also my favorite, I specifically picked up this book because I personally liked 1,000 Splendid Suns more than I liked The Kite Runner. So the very first review that we have is here. When this person says that this book makes you yawn, I don't remember even a single minute when this book made me yawn, to be honest, because it was not boring for me. Okay, moving ahead, this person writes, this novel never takes you to the peak of excitement. I don't know what kind of an excitement this person was seeking while reading Khalid in his books. Obviously, he doesn't write thrillers, so I just don't get what kind of excitement or happiness this person was searching for. Okay, moving ahead, this person writes, I read it pausing more than 5 times. It didn't excite me to know next what happens, and boring thing is author explains everything about each and every character. Felt like reading a screenplay. First of all, I totally can believe this thing that this person had to pause more than like 5 times. Obviously, if you're not enjoying a book, you really drop that book several times. But it didn't excite me to know next what happens. I don't know, maybe this person was trying to predict the book, or I don't know what. Maybe this person was just not feeling like reading it, so he or she didn't have any excitement whatsoever. And boring thing is author explains everything about each and every character. So I personally like descriptive books. I don't like the exaggeration, but I like when things are explained in detail. Felt like reading a screenplay. First of all, I guess this book was somewhat around 300 to 400 pages, at least 300 plus. 1,000 Splendid Suns was, and this is the thing with, I guess, every best-selling author or every great writer, that they have this knack, they have this skill of explaining things in much greater detail, and that is what makes the whole connection. So anyway, maybe there are people who don't like to read much details, and so that's what this review shows. Another review says that The Kite Runner depicts a bright side of Afghanistan, but 1,000 Splendid Suns have a dull, sordid and gloomy picture of Afghanistan. I would rate it one of the saddest novels I have read in my life. I guess, isn't it like the best thing, to be honest? Because if a book has the power to make you feel something, be it any sort of an emotion, I guess the book has something in it. So anyway, I personally like tragic and sad books, and that's just my preference. But maybe there are people who don't like and they find it depressing and boring. That's totally, your choice, what you prefer. Okay, some 2-line reviews we have is really bad experience appears, plot is moving without proper relationship, never recommend. Another review says, worst book ever read, it's like history book, not at all interesting. I really swear I was never fascinated with my school history textbooks, but reading Khalid Hosseini's books never felt like a textbook, because even though it is set in the backdrop of Afghanistan and everything that actually takes place there, it didn't bore me, because the book doesn't revolve around the history of Afghanistan. It revolves around the characters in both the books. and so it really didn't feel like reading a history book in my opinion. But okay, if this person says so, maybe. Okay, so we are done with the reviews of Thousand Splendid Suns. To be honest, there are like so many reviews and I didn't want to pick out each and every review. For next book, we have Tuesdays with Maury, and for this book as well, we find a lot of one-star reviews. I personally like this book, and this was truly a hyped book, and I was seeing this book like with a lot of people reading, and I just fell for the hype. But according to me, it was definitely worth the hype. And so the first review for this book we have is here, and this person says, poorly written fundamental ideas about life. The author kept meandering on unimportant unnecessary observation he made throughout the book. One of the most boring book I have read till date. I regret buying this book. I could have bought a classic book instead. Then why this person did not? I mean, like, if he or she really wanted to buy a classic book, why this person did not? And still, this person has chance to buy. But anyway, talking about the boring and observation thing, though the author has made certain observations, and I won't say that it was boring, but okay, some of the observations were also not that engaging as far as I remember reading this book. But overall, the impact that this book had on me, plus the other people who have loved this book, was tremendous. Then few one or two liner reviews we have is good title, bad book. The only thing neither clear nor profound is the lesson. Boredom, full of unnecessary details, unrealistic, too much positiveness at a time makes it unrealistic. I don't agree that this book is so too positive, as I already mentioned. But anyway, basic novel for basic minds. Oh, so that means that all the people who have loved this book and they really recommend it time and again, they all are basic minds. Only this person has this extraordinary mind. Anyway, the absolute worst book I have ever read. A girl I used to know highly recommended it as a favorite book ever. I'm dumbfounded by the 5-star reviews. You must be. This book was written for the dumbest people in society. Okay, so while I was searching for reviews, this review actually caught my attention and this really made me laugh. So I had to include this review in my video. This book was written for the dumbest people of society. You have to be an actual low IQ individual to find anything in this book even remotely insightful. Maury's wisdom boils down to family is good, money is not everything. Everything Maury says should have been taught up to the average human around age 6. I guess that's too much now, because what you learn about relationship, what you learn about money and death, you cannot teach these things to the person who is just 6 years old. You keep reading expecting some fantastic end of life wisdom, but you never get it. All you get is be nice to people. It's a terrible book. I have legitimately never been so disappointed in a novel. If you have a shred of intelligence, stay far away. So okay, if you feel that you're intelligent enough, don't read this book because this person says so. Okay, last but not the least, we are going to take The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. I was searching for reviews of this book in Goodreads, but I could not understand because I guess they were in Urdu or some other language. So I had to search for reviews on Amazon so that I get English reviews. So the very first review is, I seriously am surprised by the amount of positive reviews this book has, as it does not come at par with anything even remotely close to being a story, much less a story about love. This has to be the stupidest plot in the history of the universe. It is so stupid that it is not even worth writing about. All the Rumi's quotes can be just picked off the internet or just some person's blog or an Instagram by searching hashtag Rumi. There is absolutely no need to spend time reading this book for the level of stupidness this book indulges the reader in. First of all, even if you search the quotes of Rumi on Google or wherever you want to search, you are not going to make connection like you will make when you will read this book. There are 40 rules of love, so there are 40 quotes as well that are like so meaningful and so insightful. So when you read this book, you kind of feel connection, you kind of feel attached to those quotes. So that is why one reason to read this book. Another is that stupidest plot in the history of the universe. Oh my god. So I don't know if this person understood the plot or not, but this was a very, very, very beautiful story. According to me, the story of Shams and Rumi, it definitely touched my heart. And even though I have read that some of the things are manipulated in this book, and so definitely that happens because every author is, manipulating few things here and there. No one is writing the original stuff. So that is obviously there. But I also feel that, this is sort of a difficult novel, and this book is not for everyone. Okay, so another review we have is, this is a tedious, uninteresting read. What a missed opportunity to take the beautiful subjects of Rumi, Shams, and Sufism to masses. This is amateur writing where no distinction whatsoever has been made between the 12th and 21st century language. I guess there's a huge difference. Like, I don't know, let me just read it once again. This is an amateur writing where no distinction whatsoever has been made between the 12th and 21st century language. So this person is talking about language. I don't understand what this person means by language. Like, I feel that, it was according to the centuries only, but I don't know, to each their own. The dialogues and monologues are flat and writing style virtual chat like. I don't think so. It was not at all virtual chat like. There's no relation between the Shams story and Ella's story. So it's like reading two different books at once, which serves no purpose. Actually, there's a relationship, not directly, but there's a relationship, because Ella is this person who is working for I guess some literary agency or something, and for that purpose she has to read one book that is written by author Aziz. And when she starts reading this book, so this Aziz has read this story of Shams and Rumi. So that's the whole thing. So actually Ella is reading the story of Shams and Rumi through that book that is written by Aziz. So there is a relation, not directly, but the story is connected. Great injustice done to Shams' character. His dialogues have no depth, clunky and frustrating. I don't know, but it's not at all true. Another review that we have is, enjoyed the book at first, but for me it just went nowhere. Found it hard to keep reading after I got to halfway as the story seemed to peter out. As I already said, it's not for everyone. Also, the book is quite long. It also took me a lot of time to finish that book. Even though at parts I really didn't want this book to get finished because it was just too beautiful, and I realized after some time that this book requires a lot of my attention, like really a lot of my attention. So I guess this person should have tried visiting the book once again. I don't know, next review. I don't know how or what made me purchase this book. Maybe the reviews, but this isn't my type of book. Although I tried to get into it, just wasn't my cup of tea. Okay. So 1-star review, but really honest review this person wrote, that this isn't this person's cup of tea, and that's what I also initially said. I have reviewed this book already on my YouTube channel. I have also reviewed 1,000 Splendid Suns. I have also reviewed Tuesdays with Moria, I guess, but it's on Instagram. But 1,000 Splendid and 40 Rules is on my YouTube channel. And I that time also I said that it's not everyone's cup of tea because it's very difficult. So keeping that in mind only, you should be getting this book and reading. So anyway, so all right readers, that is it for today's video. We only took 3 books today and a few responses, like few reviews, and I really hope you had fun. Throughout this video, you can already see that I didn't mean to offend anyone. These were just my own reaction and possible justifications for each and every review. And if you guys really enjoyed this reaction video, which was not to roast anyone, to offend anyone, as some might be expecting, this is not for just like to make fun of someone, to roast someone, or to offend someone. Not at all. This was really a serious kind of reaction video. But anyway, I tried to keep it light and as fun as possible. So if you guys enjoyed, do let me know please in the comments down below, so that I can also come up with part 2 and I can pick 3 different books now that are my absolute favorites. and I would love to come up with another reaction video. So definitely let me know, and if you enjoyed watching this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon in the upcoming videos. Until next time, take care, keep reading.